We're talking floor mats. Yes, you heard me right. Floor mats. That's what it's come down to. Floor mats. Let's be honest, I don't think I've ever heard anyone say they love the stock floor mats that come with any car, although there are a few people out there who might think otherwise. But for the majority, the floor mats are usually a big thumbs down, and that of course includes the Tesla Model 3 and Y. Now fortunately, there are a lot of aftermarket floor mats available. Unfortunately, there are a lot of aftermarket floor mats available, making it difficult to decide which one is right for you. Now they come in many different materials, have different coverage, and have several different price points as well. And all claim to be your floor mat solution. About a month after getting my car, I decided to go with a brand called Tough Pro on Amazon. They sell for about $85, but honestly, I can't remember exactly what I paid for them over 2 years ago, but I think it was a little less than $85. I also had my eyes on the 3D Max Spider mats, but they were going for as high as $150 to even $200 depending on where you got them. And quite honestly, didn't want to spend that kind of money on floor mats, especially when I could pay half the price for the Tough Pro mats. Once they arrived, there were no big surprises. They're made of a durable and flexible rubber material and fit as expected. And the honeycomb design actually looks pretty good. In fact, my friends and family gave them rave reviews on the overall design and look. Now that honeycomb design also serves a purpose, which is to help trap the dirt, mud, and water from spreading onto the floor of the car. Putting them in and taking them out was easy and kept most of the floor from getting dirty. Now cleaning them was as easy as taking them out of the car and hosing them down. Now what I did notice is a lot of dirt collecting near the edge of the floor mats, which just meant a little more time with the vacuum cleaner. But this also shows the lack of protection on the outer edge of the mats. Now I guess this is what an extra $100+ will get you with the Max Spider mats. What was also interesting is the fact that they didn't stay in place very well unless you put them over the original Tesla floor mats. Not a big deal as far as I'm concerned, but I know some people might have issues with that. After close to 2 years of use, they stood up quite well in my opinion. There were a few stains and the typical wear and tear, especially on the driver's side, but overall I was happy with the mats and quite honestly, never felt the need to change them out. That is until I stumbled upon these. Now they're from a company called Tesla Shield, and it looked like they filled in all of the gaps where my current floor mats fell short. And on top of that, the price was reasonable, which was $85 for the full set. And after doing a little research, I decided to order them from Amazon.com. A side note, 2 months later, the mats are now $129, and we'll go over that a little bit later. Right off the bat, I was impressed with the overall quality of the mats. They looked great and looked even better inside the car. And the same people that gave the Tough Pro floor mats rave reviews thought these looked even better. Now don't get me wrong, I still like the look of the Tough Pro mats. They just give the interior of the car more of a rugged look compared to the more elegant and sleek design of the Tesla Shield mats. So really, it's all about personal preference. For example, I think the Tough Pro mats might look even better in the rugged Cybertruck. The Tesla Shield mats have an anti-slip surface and stay put even with the original floor mats removed. Now they fit perfectly in my car and have great overall coverage to prevent dirt from collecting around the edges like that of the Tough Pro mats. Now both front mats have a snug fit around most of the edges, but it's not perfect as there are a few very small gaps that could potentially be vulnerable spots for dirt, mud, and water. You could also argue that the dead pedal protection could be a few inches higher, since the front of my shoe exceeds the mat by several inches, also making it a vulnerable spot. Now the same can be said about the backseat floor mat. The very back edge doesn't have any gaps at all, but there are a few small gaps on both the left and right sides. The edges around the seat tracks is not a perfect cut because there is exposed flooring all around the tracks. Now, since there isn't as deep of a well as the front seats to keep water out, there is a ridge along the front perimeter of the back floor mat. Now, some of the competitors have a ridge running right through an area where your feet go if you're sitting in the center of the back seat. This to me would seem uncomfortable and annoying. Now, this may be for design purposes, but Tesla Shield doesn't have any center ridge. Instead, they curve it back to run along the base of the center console. However, what strikes me as odd is the ridge doesn't follow the edge of the mat on the upper left and right sides. Now, unless I'm missing something, it doesn't make any sense to me, since a shoe with mud or snow on it could easily rub off on the wrong side of the ridge. They also hold up to water quite well. The water beads right off, once again making them easy to clean. But they are indeed waterproof. I actually conducted a test by pouring water in one of the front mats and let it sit there for several hours, and there were no leaks. Once again, proving themselves to be truly weatherproof. Now, another thing I like about both mats is the lack of any kind of logo on them. I've never been a big fan of aftermarket companies putting their logos on the products. Now, unless it's a Tesla logo, I'm just not interested. After 2 months of use, I took them out to see how easy it was to clean them off, and it came as no surprise. It was very easy. Now, because of its rigid design, I did find it challenging to take them out of the back seat without dirt falling off onto the floor. Next time, I plan on vacuuming up any loose dirt before taking them out to hose them off. After only 2 months of use, I did notice scratches on the Tesla Shield floor mats. Now, I don't know if this is something that will self-heal over time, but it will be interesting to see how they withstand the test of time. But overall, they still look great. Now, I was perfectly happy with the Tough Pro floor mats. My only complaint was the lack of coverage around the edges, allowing dirt to collect in those areas. Other than that, I thought they were a great product for the price I paid. Now, when I saw the Tesla Shield floor mats come on the market for about the same price as the Tough Pro floor mats, I couldn't pass them up. Because of the added coverage around the edges, there was very little to no dirt buildup. This took care of my only gripe I had with the Tough Pro floor mats. And although I like the look of Tough Pro, Tesla Shield looks better in my opinion. They blend in more with the design of the car, making them look more OEM. This gives them more of an elegant look without sacrificing their durability. But since I purchased these mats early on, I was able to get them for $85. But just recently discovered, they're now selling for $129. Honestly, if they started out at that price, I probably wouldn't be doing this review. Although still less expensive than the Max Spider, if I saw the $129 price tag, I probably would have just passed and would be none the wiser and perfectly content with my Tough Pro floor mats. But knowing what I know now, I think I'd shell out the extra cash. The added protection of the mats, along with the more OEM look and feel, is worth the extra price. Now, since we go on a lot of hikes and go to the coast on a regular basis, we need all-weather floor mats that help protect the floor of the car from sand, dirt, mud, and water. And the Tesla Shield floor mats seem to fit our lifestyle perfectly. Well, that's it for this review. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Is $129 too high? And what floor mats are you using and how do you like them? I'd love to read your thoughts in the comments section below. Well, thank you all so much for watching, and you know the drill. Like, subscribe, and stay positively charged.